Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you have been searching for that one dress that will make you stand out at your next wedding event, you are in the right place, because today I'm going to be showing you how to make this fitted bustier dress with the show-stopping fabric flower neckline. Now, if you have not seen how I made this fabric flower neckline, I showed a tutorial on how to make the fabric flower neckline in my last tutorial, and if you haven't seen it, I've linked the tutorial right on top of my screen, so you can check that out. And if you're new here, my name is Mayowa Oye, and I teach tailors fashion school level pattern making so they can unlock their creativity and sew with confidence.
For fabric, I recommend satin, crepe, or any structured fabric with a slight stretch. This one is about like it's called a John Koso fabric. That's what the fabric seller called it. So, but any fabric with a slight stretch is just fine. So you also need your lining fabric for a clean and professional interior. For the lining, you probably need about 1 yard, because I'm only going to be lining the upper part of the dress. I won't be lining the lower part of the dress. So for the fabric, about 2 to 3 yards. For the lining, maybe 1 yard. Then you need your interfacing to add structure to the bustier bodies, and then your boning to add some more support to the bodies. And lastly, your zipper. An invisible zipper is best, but I'm using this. This one is not an invisible zipper, but you can also use this one too. And that's that. Let's get started with the fitted bustier tutorial. First things first, for today's fitted bustier dress with the statement neck piece, the first thing you need is your basic dress block, and this is mine. So yeah, this is mine. So this is the armhole level of my basic dress block. This is my waist level, this is my upper hip level, this is my hip level, and this is my hem level. You can see it's extended. So here, this line here will serve as my across chest level. So a quick disclaimer before I continue: I don't teach how to draft basic dress block or any of the basic patterns. I don't teach them on my YouTube channel. I teach them in a paid course which runs like every 2 months or every 3 months, basically every 3 months basically. So if it's something that you're interested in, I teach it privately, and it's a paid course. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can reach out to me on Instagram. So if you already have this, you already know how to draft your basic block, so we can just move on and continue. Now, the basic dress block you need is the 2 darts. So you can see the 2 darts. This one, we have the waist dart here, and we have the neck, or you can also call it the bust dart right here. These darts can be moved anywhere. So this dart here can be moved here. It can be moved anywhere. So following the principles of dart manipulation. But we are not getting into that right now. We're not getting into that today. We are just focusing on the design tutorial that we want to work on. Now, first thing I'm going to do is to decide how long I want the dress to be. So just in case the dress I'm making is a really long one, so I'll measure from my shoulders all the way to the ground. So for me, my full length measurement is 62 inches. So I'm just going to measure that 62 inches from my shoulder here all the way down, and this is it for me right here. Now I'm going to come to my waist level right here, and then I'm going to increase the waist level. This level here is my shoulder to waist level, but I don't want my dress, I don't want my waist level to be here. I want to increase it just a bit. So from my waist level here, I'm just going to go down by maybe 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches down. And this is the new waist level I want for my dress. So I'm going to, because the dress is cut at the waist, I'm going to split this into an upper and lower part. So I'll just split it at this part right here. So yeah, this is it split apart. So this is the upper body space, and this is the lower skirt space. So I'm going to keep the upper body space aside, so we can first work on the lower skirt piece. Now, to achieve the fitted pencil shape of the dress, I'm going to mark in my above knee level into this. And for me to easily mark in that, I have to bring this back just so that it's easy for me to mark that in. So just measure from your shoulders all the way to somewhere above your knee before you get to your actual knee. So measure from your shoulders to your above knee level, and for me that is about 37 inches. So I'm going to measure from my shoulders right here all the way to where 37 inches in is on this lower skirt space. I should have done it before cutting this, before splitting this, but there's no problem. I can just like attach it together and then just get the accurate measurement. So yeah, this is it marked right here. Now I have to put this aside so we can continue. Then let me just connect the points so we have that accurately sorted out. So yeah, that's that. So guys, there are different ways of achieving a fitted pencil shape for the skirt, but for the one I want for today, what I want to do is to shaping it from my knee level before coming to the hem level of my skirt. Other ways, all you have to do is to, let me just do this, then I'll explain the other way. Now at the above knee level, let me just label that. So above knee. So at the above knee level here, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inches. And this is it. So I'm going to connect this back to my hip level, to my hip here. And this is it. So now at the hem level here, this is the hem of my skirt. I measured in 1.5 inches here. Here, I'll just measure in about 2 inches right here. And then I'm just going to draw a straight line to connect this here. Now for other ways of doing it, instead of locating an above knee level here, for some people, they, instead of like locating the above knee level and measuring in 1.5 inches, they'll just come straight to the hem. You can just come straight to the hem. It's also a valid way. You can just come straight to the hem and measure in maybe 2.5 inches, because we need it tighter. So you measure maybe 2.5 inches in, and then you connect, instead of connecting to the above knee, because you did not locate any above knee, so that 2.5 inches you measured in, you just locate it, connect it to the hip level straight up. So instead of first doing an above knee and then connecting to this, so either way is fine, but I just don't want mine to be too tight. So that's why I want the tightness to be more focused on my above knee here rather than at the other on the other part of my skirt. So I hope you got the drift. Now this is my front, this is the one for the front, and this is complete. So all you have to do is to, because I don't want any darts on my lower skirt piece, before cutting this on my fabric, I'll just fold this dart in. So I'll fold the dart and then tape it down with my paper tape, or you can just measure, if you don't want to fold it, and you can just measure the dart intake and then take it out from your waistline, then you reconnect back like somewhere here at your upper hip level, or you just tape it down like I mentioned. And here you have it. I have it taped down. Now because I can use this pattern, this lower skirt pattern to cut both my front and my back, this part here will serve as the zip allowance for the back. And when I'm cutting the back, I'll just leave this open as the zip allowance, but when I'm cutting the front, I'll just fold the borderline in. Now because I can use it to cut both my front and my back, I'll just talk a bit about something that I also do to my skirt, to the back of my skirt, just to give my bum some shaping. So I do some things to give my bum, especially if you don't have a lot of bum to begin with, so I just do like a bit of shaping around here. Now to do that, first thing I'm going to do is to come I'll come right here. This is my zip line here. I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch just to make sure my zipper line stays flat when I'm done sewing. So measure in 1/2 inch. So yeah, this is successfully shaped. Now for the bum shaping I was talking about, what I'm going to do is to come to the hem of my skirt here. I'll come to the hem of my skirt here, and then I'll just go in by 1 inch. So yeah, this is it right here. Now I'm going to connect from here back to my zip line here. Now what's your actual zip allowance measurement? Your actual zip allowance, just measure what you have from your actual zip allowance. This was our actual borderline for the zip from here out. So measure what you have. I had 1 inch, so just measure that 1 inch. You now begin to measure the 1 inch from here, from this new line we drew. Measure it out to create a new zip allowance for the skirt. So this is my new zip allowance marked out. Now I'm just going to connect that. And that completes it. So these 2 red lines will now be my new zip allowance for the back. So yeah, that's that. Now before, because I'm using this to cut both my front and my back, I'm not going to cut, because normally if you're cutting the back, you need to cut this out. You need to cut this, but because I'm using it to cut both my front and my back, I need to fold this. All these new things that we did for the shaping of the bum, it doesn't have anything to do with your front. Doesn't have anything to do with your front pattern, so I need to fold it along the actual borderline, the actual black borderline when I'm cutting my skirt for the front. So you see it's a straight line and it's folded in. So you just cut your front, unfold. By the time you're done cutting your front, then you can now open it up, and then I'm going to trim this out. I already cut my fabric, but I'll show you later. So you trim this out. So this is it trimmed out, and then you also trim this red line also out. And this completes it. So just in case you're a bit confused, just rewind and watch this part again. There's nothing confusing about it. All you have to do is go in by 1 inch at the hem, reconnect here, and then after you're done reconnecting, measure your zip allowance back and all. So yeah, that's all we have to do to the lower part of the skirt. So now don't forget to add your 1 inch allowance to the side and 1/2 inch at the waist. Now let's work on the upper part of the dress. First thing will be to draft in the sweetheart neckline. So for me, I'm going to first decide how low I want the sweetheart neckline to be, and also how high I want it to be. So for the for the depth, that is how low I want it to be. From my armhole level here, I'm going to come up by 3 inches because I don't really want any cleavage to show. So if you want yours low, you can use, maybe you can just leave the depth right here. If you want something really low and you want your cleavage to show, you can leave it at your armhole level here, but me, I don't want that, so I'll just increase it. I'll just come up by 3 inches from my armhole level. So this is what 3 inches looks like. So I think that is a bit too high, so I'm going to do, let's do 2 inches instead. So I'll measure 2 inches up from my armhole level, or better still, let's just do 1.5 inches. So this is 1.5 inches here, this is 2 inches here, this is 3 inches here. So I think I want this one is better. So like I said, if you want something really low, like you want your cleavage to show, just stay at your armhole level, stay here. So now for how high I want it to be, I'm going to measure that around that area here. So I'll come to my across chest level. This is my across chest level, across chest. So I'm going to go down by 1 inch, and this is it. So now we connect. So I'll connect from here down to here, and then I'll connect from here back to my armhole level. You got the drift. So I'll be using my French curve to do that. So yeah, this is it. Now I'm just going to connect like a straight line here, and there you have it. That's my sweetheart neckline. So if yours is here, you know, this will be connected right here. You got the drift. Now I'm going to measure what I have from here to here, just to cinch this part up more. I'm going to connect measure what I have from here to here, and that's about 1 inch. So I'm going to measure that 1 inch from here outside, and this is it. Now I'm going to connect this from here back to my bust point right here. Now next thing I'm going to do, just to give my bust some more lifts, to give it more lifts, so I'm going to measure my under bust level from the top here. Measure your under bust level. So mine is 14 inches, so it's going to be somewhere around there, so I'll just look at that, and this is it. Now I'm going to come right at each dart leg here. I'll measure ½ inch out, and from here also ½ inch out, and then we connect this with a curved line back to our bust point here, and also connect this back to your bust point here. So you use your French curve, and then you draw a curved line, and this is it. Now you reconnect this back to your waist level here, and then connect this also here, and that's it, all done. So I'm going to label this my center front, and this is my side front. So then you cut out. So I'm going to cut out the panels, cut out your side front from here this way, come here, then you go all the way down. Center front comes here, 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 then this all the way down. So don't forget your neckline here, and this also here to the side. So right now I'm going to cut it out. And this is it completed. So following these steps, you've just created a bustier that doesn't really need any cup. So by the time you join this back and you join this back, it's going to give you like a bust mount that you will like a bust shape that you will really like. Now when you're cutting on your fabric, you cut your center front one piece, unfold, and then your side front, cut 2 pieces for your side front. Now don't forget to add ½ inch allowance to this point here, ½ inch allowance also here at the neckline, 1/4 inch here also, 1/4 inch. So don't forget to notch all these points on your fabric when you're cutting, just so that when you're sewing, the points would align, and then you have like a perfect shape. So also one thing I also want to mention is that before cutting this on your fabric, make sure to like fold in a bit of a dart at the top, at the neckline here, just so that it's firmer. So you can just fold a bit here and tape down, just so that the neckline is firmer, and then you fold a bit also here, just like I always mention, sorry, just so that your neckline doesn't gape. So yeah, that's it. Let's talk about the back bodice. First thing you need to do, because we extended the waistline for the front, we need to also do that for the back. So we measured down, I think 1.5 inches, yeah, from the waist, from our original waist level here, we measured down 1.5 inches, and this is it done. Now let's draw in the neckline. So the back neckline is just going to be like a curved neckline this way. So just measure how low you want the neckline to be. So at this point here, from my armhole level here, I'll just go down by 1 inch. So if you want that lower, you can measure 2 inches or 3 inches, depending on you, wherever you want that to be. So but for me, I don't want it too low, so I'll just go down by 1 inch, and this is it. So I'm just going to use my French curve to reconnect this back to my armhole level here, and this is it. Now for some dart shaping at the back, I'm going to come to my across back level here. All of this will always already be on your basic pattern, so we don't need to start thinking of, oh, let's now, how do you want to measure in our cross back. Your cross back level should already be on your basic bodice pattern. So now it's already there. So at my cross back level here, this is my dart line. So at the dart line here, I'll just measure out half inch out, and here it is. So now I'm just connecting. I'll just draw a straight line from here back to any point at my dart leg here, and do the same also for this. And this completes it. Just so that I can extend my dart leg down into this line, I'll pick up my front piece that we already drafted. I'll just place it here, just so I can get the accurate location of my dart here. So I'll just use this to connect this. Don't draw a double line like me. So I'll pick up this side front also, and then I'll place it here, and then I'll just mark the spot. So yeah, so that's the spot. So just connect this also here, and then this just like a straight line. And yeah, that completes it. So let's just label this. So this is my center back, this is my side back. Now to finish this off completely, at my waist level here, I'll go in by half inch, or go out by half inch rather. Then I'll connect from here to any point at the top here, just so that all of this is to give my back like a shaping, that is so that my zipper stays flat when I'm sewing. And yeah, that's that. So all we need is to just cut this out now. So you cut the center back this way, this way, this way, this way. You come here, and then that's that. So for your side back, you cut this way, and then you come here out. So yeah, cut 2 pieces for your side back, cut 2 pieces for your center back. And this completes it. And just like I mentioned for the front, for the neckline, so that it doesn't get, so just hold a little dart here, hold a little dart here at the neckline, and then you tape it down, and then you do the same also for this part, all before you cut on your fabric. So yeah, that completes it. All straight and forward. This is our back, this is our front. So the reason why it's simple and straightforward and it's not taking so much time is because we already had our basic dress block drafted. So we just work straight from there instead of starting from scratch and wasting time. So yeah, that's that. So now I'm just going to cut all of this on my fabric now, including my lower skirt piece. So this is my lower skirt piece. So remember to fold in the dart. So guys, to sew, this is my center front. This is what it looks like when we cut it on our pattern. So this is it opened up. So this is my center front, and these are my 2 side fronts. So to sew, I'm going to place this side front this way on my center front, right sides together, and then I'll sew. So you measure half inch, you sew by half inch all the way up. So I'll start from the bottom part here. I'll sew this way until it gets to the top, and then I'll also do the same for this other side too. By the time I'm done, I'll do the same for the lining, because I also cut a lining piece for all of this. So I'll do the same for the lining, and then when I'm done, I'll do the same for the back piece. These are my back pieces. This is my center back, my 2 center back pieces. These are my side back pieces. So to sew, I'll place this on this, right sides together, sew by half inch, and then I'll do the same also for this. Place this here and sew by half inch. Then I'll do the same for the line. By the time I'm done, I'll just come and show you what that looks like. So guys, here it is sewn. This is my front, and this is my back. This is my back piece. This is the second one right here. You can see what the shape of the bust is giving. So yeah, that's that. So now I also did the same also for the lining, but I also ironed the seams open too. But what I'm going to do to the line, I'm going to be attaching boning to the lining. I don't necessarily need to, I just feel like I want to. Even if you don't attach the boning, your bustier is still going to stand with all of the things. The bust shape is still going to stand with all of the things we did when we were drafting the pattern. So I just feel like adding like boning to this just for some extra structure. So I'm just going to draw where I'll attach my boning channels. Well, I'm not sewing in channels. I'll just mark where I want to place the boning. And so this is how I'm going to be placing my boning. I'll place one here, then I'll place the second one here. Instead of placing it here, I just slanted it. So I'll start from here, and then it comes to this seam here, and then I'll place one at the middle here. I don't want it to extend up. So to locate where I wanted it to stop, all I did was to make this like this, to do it like this. So where this stops, the curve of the bust, where it stops, that's where it stopped, that's where I marked, and then that is where I'm going to stop this bone also here. And then this also slanted, you can see this also this way, and this one also slanted this way. So pretty much that's that. Here is my boning. So before attaching it, I'm just going to place a paper tip like at the tip here, just so that it doesn't poke through the dress. So then I'll start attaching, and then I attach again this way, and then I attach again here, and pretty much that's it. So guys, here's the completed boning attached to the blouse. You can see that I already attached it. 1 2 3 4 5. So I also went ahead to sew the neckline to the actual fabric, and this is it, you can see. So yeah, one thing you should notice that once you are done attaching the boning, make sure to place this on your bust arm so that you can make sure it curves in into the bust mound, yeah, into the bust shape, so that the boning curves into the bust shape. So yeah, pretty much that's that. So now I'm just going to go right ahead to attach the statement neck piece. So guys, this is the first statement piece attached. So I didn't show how I did this, but if you want to learn how I made the petal ruffle flower, just tap the link right at the top of your screen. There's a comprehensive tutorial on how I did that. I did that in my previous tutorial, so just tap the link that is on top of your screen. So this is the first one. I'm going to attach the second one. So before attaching, this is what I did. I made sure to measure the allowance, my side allowance. So my side allowance is 1 inch, so I just added like about ½ inch to that, just to give it more room for when I'm sewing. So this is it, 1½ inches. So I marked it all the way down. So this is the second one. I'm just going to place this. So I'll place this way, and then I'll attach all the way down. So I'll make sure to place it right at this mark here, just so that when I'm sewing the front and back together, I don't sew on top of the statement ruffle pieces. So yeah, now I'm just going to complete this now, and then I'll need to place my back pattern on top of this, or before that I'll have to sew my skirt piece. That's my lower skirt piece. I have to join that to the waist of my body. So I'm going to do that. When I'm done doing this, I'll do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like.